Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. So today I'm going to be starting right from the very beginning and show you how I'm going to lay out the RV strategy and then how I'm going to trade it live. So you're going to see me set it up and trade it. I know I do it a lot, but there's still lots of questions and exactly where the profit lines or support and resistance levels might go, Fibonacci levels might go, and things like that. So even though it's covered completely in the book, Day Trading Volume 1, which I will have a link for it, I'll go over it in detail right now this morning. So make sure you read this disclaimer. I am not a licensed financial advisor. So this is an entertainment channel that teaches you, that tries to educate you through entertainment with demonstration videos and amazing comedy and humor by myself. Now that part was a joke. So please read that. So this is the layout that we'll be using. The only thing I've done so far is the ATR, and I'll go over that with you again. This is a 1-minute chart. This is a scalping indicator that I make available for free. It's the custom script here. This is the MACD we've been using because we're getting ready for a competition. This is a minimized day chart down here. I also have a minimized 4-hour, 1 hour. This is a 15-minute chart. This is a 5-minute and another 5-minute to use for our Fibonacci levels. This is the level 2, and this is the active trader tool. So this is the layout, how I trade it for both the RV strategy and the open strategy that we're beta testing right now. Now, within this 1-minute chart, you will see the volume profile. There's lots of questions about how to set that up. So here's the volume profile. Let me open it up for you here. Down here, there's a lot of questions about where these arrows come from that I use. So you have to scan down. And when you go over to the high, hang on. No, here it is. Value high, value low. Oh, they're not even on here. So good. Let's do them. So this is going to be the value high. So we're going to make sure that that is green. And we're going to put the arrows that said, hey, it's time to turn around. You're at the high. And then I'm going to do the value low. We'll make those red. And then we'll say it's time to turn around. You're getting too low. So now that's just a probability. But we go ahead and put those on. Now I have the opacity at 30. Make sure that you have here, this is on no, so that you're on intraday. And there's a bunch of videos that show how to do this if you just type in volume profile. But that's quickly how I set that up on this chart. Apply, and then we'll zoom in. And now you'll see the arrows up and down. You'll see this is happening. Just so you know, there's a lot of confusion about what this is, and people that don't understand, even professional traders, just say this doesn't tell you anything. Well, they're wrong. Believe me, this is quite a useful way to set this up if you're a scalper. So what information is this giving me right here? This hue and these little blue lines and the point of control, which is kind of right down there. That's giving me an average of what the price sold for at a certain volume, what the volume was at that price from 4 a.m. this morning when the market opened. Again, it depends on your time frame. We're New York Stock Exchange, East Coast in the United States. So 4 a.m. this morning till right now. So right now we're at just after 9:30, the market's open. So it's averaging it, and it's telling you, something that's just passed where all the price is. Very, very handy. So you want to make sure that you have it for intraday if you scalp. And these are just the outer value of that, the arrows. So that's just kind of reminding you. So anyway, then I have the MACD down here, and there's, I'm not going to go into about how to use the MACD. And then let me go ahead and open up the day chart. So when I first scan and try to find a stock, so when you're scanning for an RV stock, which is, by the way, in the book, Day Trading Volume 1, I'll have a link to it, but I'll go over briefly. The main thing you're looking for is the ATR, the average true range over a 14-day period. Now, you look for other things too, for alignment and stuff like that, but I'm just going to give you the basics today so you can quickly find a stock. Get an ATR that's in your price range that you can afford to trade, that's above 5. And then when you open up the day chart, quickly look and see, has it been consolidating? Forget that these lines are here already, but has it been kind of consolidating over the last 10 days? Each one of these equal a day? Is it sort of across a line, or is it way up or way down? If it's way up or way down, it's probably not going to work too well for you. So you need to have it consolidating. Then now you want to set a range, because the RV strategy is a range-bound strategy. Now I also have the RSI and I have the ATR right down here. These come in useful. The RSI tells you when something's an idea of when something's overbought or oversold. This is really a momentum tool, to be honest with you. So you should look. You can put this on different time frames. So again, when I'm in a longer term competition than 15 minutes or a half hour, I will use this. And anyway, so how do we set the ATR? We look at the close of the previous day, which is this candle. This is already today's action moving here. You won't see it move because it's a day, but it is moving. And if I hover over that and you look up to the right of my picture, you said the letter C and then 160.25, $160.25 was the close of that candle. And then down here, this is the average true range over 14 days. See that number right there? When I go back over that candle, you'll see that the average true range was $6.35. Let's call it $6.36, right? And then you'd have $3.18 roughly is what, if you divided that by 2, is what you'd have. So then you take that $3.18, you subtract it from the close to get the ATR low, and you add it to the close to get the ATR high. So this is clean and simple because they don't have any other lines on it. Now we've established our range for the famous RV strategy that's making people hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, or every day 200, 500, whatever they trade their share size. That this is an incredible large cap strategy that is based on a stock being at least a $25 billion market cap and at least a 1 billion float. So that's not mega cap, but most people do trade the mega caps, and they'll trade 25, 50, 100 shares. They might go in at 10 shares, double down at 20, maybe even go up to 40. And then, because it's called the RV strategy, because it kind of moves a distance like a recreational vehicle safely. You're traveling comfortable and safely within a range that you, for the most part, can count on. Probability-wise, not always. So always have a day plan. Now let's get into how else we mark this. The next thing we do is we have 2 ways to mark, because now we need to make channels inside this ATR range. See the big ATR range here? So we're going to do Fibonacci. So I've opened up this 10-day 5-minute chart to set the Fibonacci. So we set it down here at the low. So that's at 32. It's not, I'm going to change the numbers exactly in a second. This is just a faster way to do it, 82. So I got the 82, but this needs to be 153.30. So let me get into where I edit it, and it's at 32. So I'm going to go back 2 to 0. So now I'm just going to say okay. And now that's our first Fibonacci level. So what we've done in between the ATRs, we've set some respected levels. Now look what happened here with just these simple levels here. So I marked it from back here to up here, but look how the price action stopped right at that line a bunch of times, or consolidated around it. Now it's not exact. You can see it broke it here and then turned around at the ATR. Already you're seeing respected areas based on historical data. Somebody laughed at me the other day because I said historical on 2 days back, and before I was calling it historical when I was 30 days. I wasn't calling it historical when I was 30 days back, and somebody said that's historical data, not pivot points. I'm like, well, it's both. And yeah, and 5 minutes ago could be historical data, right? So, but yeah, it is kind of weird to say historical just a couple of days back. But it's an area where the stock has stopped, consolidated, rested, turned around. Why does it do that? Nobody. Is it big algorithms that make it do it? Is it just all the retail traders, or just the other traders, or the big accounts? Nobody knows exactly. Did a news story come out right at that particular moment? That's a little different. But if it did turn around prior and you see it, why not mark it just so you kind of know, like, hey, we're coming up to a level where the price action stalled or turned around. Might not do it again. It, definitely might not do it again. But I personally would want to know, And that is why this strategy was designed, for the people that want to know those things. And the RV strategy calls for that specifically to be done. That doesn't mean you need to do that with whatever strategy you trade, right? It doesn't mean it has to be done. But you'll see as we continue to mark this. Now I'm going to go down to, I have this set for 2 days down here. This is also a 5-minute. So it's not set up for not zooming, but now I need to see the high to low, and it's you can't take today's. So you want to go back from before today. You could take pre-market here. So let me go to fibs, but it looks like this is our, oops, I was already on fib. This is our low, and this is our high. Now it doesn't have to be, it can be high to low. It just has to be left to right. So it looks like it's going right up to the 40 cents. Oops. Come on, there we go. And then this one that looks really close. So now these are different, so I want to make sure I know which ones are what. So the one I just did, I'm going to make pink. Okay. Now in between the ATR, you can still see the high up here and the low here. Now we have multiple support and resistance lines added up here. It's getting a little busy, but it's pretty nice to see some good lines here. Now, there's a whole area, a bunch of areas, like if we were trading yesterday, it wouldn't have got picked up right. Now, when you're trading the RV strategy, you're trying to create channels, just channels across the ATR. So the ATR itself is a channel, right? And then you're trying to create channels within channels. So that with ceilings and floors. And the book specifically tells you how to trade those safely. And that's why the strategy is such a no-brainer. To operate. So what do we do next to create more channels? Because these channels are pretty big in here. So the whole risk reward on the RV strategy is based on channel size. It's not like any other strategy, and it's being raved about. And I keep showing it here. So let's go ahead and now I'm just going to mark it today to make it nice and easy. I'm just going to mark 4-hour chart. So I'm going to go back 10 days on a 4-hour chart, and here's what I'm going to do. This works consistently for me, and I often will make the channels a lot tighter for other people. I'm just going to mark the wicks, only the wicks, back 10 days back. So we're going to mark that. Okay, so let me get off this. Let me get over to here. Let's go ahead and do this. Now, you know that I normally make these sort of that light blue, and I'll set that as a default. And then I can write in pivot here. Now, guys, if I'm really, really fast and I'm not doing a video, I'm not going to take the time to do that, to write pivot everywhere, but I will just because you're used to it if you've been watching it. So what is a pivot? A pivot point where the stock turned around. So I start the furthest back here. Now, I'm probably not exactly on that exact price level, but I'm, get as close as you can. And as you look across, if you're picking up, if by just slightly moving this, so what I'll do is I'll mark them all first. It's going to get busy because there's a lot of wicks, right? Some people just do the fibs. Other people do just they'll do the bodies and the wicks, which is what the actual strategy calls for. But it calls for doing them, being a little bit subjective and doing them where you would, where they might line up with other ones. So let's see. So I didn't get that one yet. Let's get that one. Then I'm going to kind of go across and see where did I miss them as they go across toward today's price action. Or if I'm doubling over a fib and I've missed it, then I'm going to take it down. I'll get rid of it. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we got here in just a second. Trying to go fast. We'll be trading in just a few minutes, so I got to get going here. I thought I allowed enough time for this, but I really don't know where the price action is going to end up, so I'm kind of just going to mark them all. I have no idea if it's going to stay within the ATR. So just in case it leaves it, I need to be somewhat prepared. That one kind of lines up right there. This is in between, so that's good. I was saying it was hitting the Fibonacci, so I was like, don't double mark it. Things I missed this one. And if they get to be too close, that's where the subjective is the channel's just so tight, then maybe I want to kind of combine the mean difference between the two. Like this one is right here, but it's like, and so there's well, actually there's two right there, isn't there? So I kind of just go in between this channel. Well, there's a fib right there too, though. So that's just over marking it. So, and then this one, I didn't get the top of that one, but there's a fib right there, guys. So then this one is, let's see, it's kind of more of not much of a wick. So I probably wouldn't mark that. I got that. That's right at the ATR low, so I would be looking to trade at the low if I was that close. That one is really just a baby wick. Okay, so I've kind of got all the way over to here, and now I'm starting to pick up some that are a little closer to today. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. This is what I do. This is what the strategy calls out for. There's different ways to do it because you can do it on the 15-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or even the 5 hour, or even the 1 hour, 4 hour, 15 minute, or 5 minute. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. Okay, what'd I miss? We got that. That's right on a fib. That's a body. That wick's being picked up. That's being picked up. That's being picked up. Picked up. Picked up. Picked up. Picked up. Picked up. Really being picked up. That's really close. That's being picked up. That's right there. Where is that at? That's interesting. That's just so tight, though. I don't think I'm going to grab that one. So this is where I'm talking about the subjectiveness, is that I think this is pretty well marked out for channels. And now these are just guidelines to help me trade. So this would be considered a floor and this a ceiling. So if the price action like here were to break through, you're trading it live right here, right? So now this is on a 4 hours. This is a bad way to give a bad example. Let me close the 4 hour. And now here's our 1 minute chart. So let me go back. And now you see this spaghetti mess on the 1 minute chart. But when you expand it, it's not so bad. So what do I have to look at here to help me make my trades? I have the scalping indicator, which is amazing, right? So these are the buyers are the green, the sellers are the red, and then the column is the volume, and here's the sentiment within each candle. So you can kind of see these going up and ride the wave and see what's inside. So that's an easy no-brainer to go long here. But then now I have a guideline here, and look at this. Look how that pivot point that was set many, many days before is picking up, being picked up and respected and turning the price action around. Same thing down here. Look what happened. So it's not random. Now the ATR, you'll always see me flip around at an ATR, and then these red lines are the volume, outer volume value, that profile value that's saying like, hey, you might want to think about turning around. This is your outer value. Then up here, the same thing. So I've got all this to look at. Like MACD, I wouldn't look at too closely with scalping on a 1 minute. I will also look for multi-candle alignment so I don't get confused that this is basically been a downward movement so far. So watch out when you're looking on a 1 minute chart. If you're, this is a 5 minute and then this is a 5 minute too. Now I do have a pretty large crowd with me again today, and they've been patient to wait for me. So we're going to start trading any second now. Any minute now, not second. So we have about 3 or 4 minutes left to go. So I'm trying to think of, and I'm also going to look at the level 2. Remember, these are multiplied by 100. This is stuck here. This is typical for, this is a typical friggin', sometimes when I do this, what I'll do is I'll just, So I can read it better if I just do that. So now they're operating correctly. So okay, so guys, we're right at this 8. So anyway, hopefully you saw from the beginning, there's a lot of questions on where I put those lines, how many times, where I do. Now again, I would get the book. I'd get all the book. I'd get the Day Trading Volume 2, which is the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, because you're going to see me call out these patterns. And then the 66 Candles to Mastery, that's Day Trading Volume 3, Trading in the Zone, is Mark Douglas, a different author. And then Tom Hougaard has Best Loser Wins. Those 5 books by the $1 Million Margin Club, Tom Hougaard and Mark Douglas, are books that you should get. I will have links to them here. Or you can just watch all the videos. So also I'll be watching Level 2, but on a large cap like this, really doesn't come into play too much. So guys, it just depends on where it ends up here. If it keeps bouncing off of this, here's your point of control, or I call the magnet, right below that ATR. So that's kind of pulling stuff down. So we'd want to go short off this level if it gets back up there. Actually, if it gets up there, guys, I'm going to go in. We're trading 1,500 shares. Everybody's trading market. I'm going to be looking at the market maker, which should be the mean average of these two. And I'm ready to go in just a couple of minutes early. If it gets up to that 50, somewhere in the 47, 8, 9, 53, 4 level up here. So let's see if maybe that was it. And then I'm going to go long off of this then. So let's see. Now I don't want to get involved in doing a bunch of baby scalps, so I got to be careful here. But yeah, so it looks like it wants to go back up. Yeah, okay. Guys, I'm going to go in long. Wait for it to go up. I think it's going to bounce off that ATR and go up. Let's see. I'm going to take a short turnaround up at that first level, at the outer value, volume profile value. If it gets up there, this will just be a short scalp. If it's been just tapping this and it hasn't broke through yet, so it's created a flat top here. So this is like an easy call, and that's why I went in a couple of minutes early. I love them when they're nice and easy. I don't want to jinx it here because I just turned red by saying that, but I'll flip around if it breaks through that ATR in a New York minute. So there it goes. That's what we're looking for. Let's get it up a little higher, guys. Get up to that level. You're in the middle. There's 40. Well, I'm just going to take it at 40. So the first trade was $385. Watch it keep going now. And I got it, my positions at, I'm sorry. I meant to reverse. Oops. Okay. God. Yeah, that was not, I'm actually going to reverse. I'm sorry. I'm going to sell at the ATR. Okay. Hopefully things are going to go better for me than just what just happened here. Okay. So I thought I reversed off that level, and instead I just sold, but that's fine. So as it broke that ATR, I decided to go short. So I've been trading the open strategy. I'm starting to learn to do it the other way. So yeah, this isn't going well. I'm going to go long. I'm reversing and taking a slight loss on that. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I know you were trying to follow me there. Now I am now long at 157.18. So yeah, I actually had more money a second ago than I have right now, so it's not going particularly well. Look at this going down. I'm losing on this play. So I think normally when this happens, I just stop for a second and try to figure out what I'm trying to do there, because I was trying to capitalize on something that really hadn't formed yet. So I'm going off this ATR, and it was just like banging right here. So I had a nice little cushion. So if that goes red, that's fine. So let's see if this is going to continue to go down or to flip back up. I don't really know. Resting right here is not a best time to make the decision on what to do. So I'm just kind of like... Gosh. You're hurt, you're feeling the pain with me right here. So 1,500 shares. Now I have a $1,000 max loss. So I'm not going to panic here. But yeah, I wish I would have flipped around up there when it was green and rode this down instead of up. Wow. Not good, right? It's okay. Guys, just this is an exercise in patience. This is my fail safe, I think. I don't want to see it get below there. So let's see if it's is it really going to go below there? That's 60. It is below there. Oh my God. I'm going to have to reverse it. That's my 1,000 max loss. Okay. I didn't do it right away. I should have. Okay. So how many of you people got out at 1,000? Nobody. Okay. Don't do that at home, kids. Follow your trade plan. So it is definitely turning around. So that's good. So I'm going to be saved. I'm green again. But I have lost confidence right now in how far this is going to go up for sure. Wow, that was a little painful. The strategy does work if you follow it. I did not follow it there. Wow, there you go. So I want to see it at least get to here, guys. Which is what I was looking for. So that's at 54. I'm looking at the market maker. So we got money again. That was pretty, from 1,000 down to 600 something up. So that's good. Now it could just turn around right here. So, but it's worked so hard to get up there. Let's see. So right now that's at 44, 46, 46, 37, 42, 47. Look at the number here is what I'll get. There you go. Wow, it really blew through it. Okay. So that went up over the 54, and it made a green candle above that level, and it broke the volume profile higher value. So I'm going to hang on to up to this Fibonacci. I'm going to look to get out at the Fibonacci, guys. That's it. What did I get at? 81. Okay, so I wasn't quite at it. Now if this keeps going, this would be my failsafe here, 158.09. But now at least I'm back over $1,000. Now, I could start playing these shorts and play it off this, but I'd rather play it off the ATR where it was and go maybe make a channel between these two. That would be wonderful if it did that. This would be kind of the center of it. So let's see what happens. Now, you can see I am using these levels. I'm absolutely using them. I messed up right here a little bit in the beginning. But I know I did. I didn't follow it correctly. But I kind of said, oh, it's hovering here. Let me try to get a little one. I didn't wait, and that's how I got hurt. If I just had waited for one of these levels. So right now it broke through that. So now I'm going to the fib down there. I'm going to turn, at the ATR. I always turn around at the ATR. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to turn. I got it at 05. Okay. So I banked over 2K now. Now I have to be careful that it doesn't keep going down. Is everybody with me? So, here's a spot. I could get right out of this. I could go right out of that level, but I'd like to go off the fib again and not get caught in these shorter moves. God, that's very tempting. I'm going to reverse right there, guys. I'm going to take it off that level and hope it's not a mistake. I'm going to reverse again, give myself a chance to, if it is a mistake. So I just reversed again because I don't know. I mean, this is a hanging man. So this is a spinning top or a rickshaw man. This is hanging man. Both of those are indecision going up, saying it's going to go short. But we are right on top of this VWAP for support. There's the 20 and the 9. So, you know, and I'm almost willing it to go up to the fib again. So that's 86. That's it. So I was at 72 for a minute. You guys all with me? Yeah. So the fib is what I'm looking at, really. If it gets up there, that's 73. I'm going to wait a little longer this time. It's toying with me. But it's toying with me in a nice green position, so... It's going back down. Come on, guys. Is that it? Are you going to fade off up there? 73. Yeah, it seems like it's done. Oh, come on. There you go, 78. Let's get up into the 80s. I'm talking about cents here, guys. I'm looking at the cents. It's 157, 70, 73, 66, 67. 73 again. There goes 80. Come on, everybody saw that. You want to go up. Let's break, at least break at the fib. So we broke 3K a while ago. We're right at the beginning of trading, really. Well, we're about 8 minutes in. So it would be hard-pressed to turn red today unless I just went crazy here. There's 83. All right, so that was, I almost sold there, guys. There's, oh, wow. Okay, so that broke that. Okay. Well, now let's see if we can break 158 then. 158, 158.09. It broke that, so now it's falling back through again. So see if it stays above that fib, it's making me want to turn around here. Oh, did I miss it? Right at that fib. So we don't want to see a big drop off the 80s. I'm just going to flip around. I'm going to try to take this to as high as it can go here. 93, 95 again. See if 158 might be a real wall for it. There's 999. There's 58. It hit it for a second. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take it soon here. Let's see. No, it broke it for a minute. And we really don't have a resistance other than the psychological one of 158 until up at 158.09. But that could be, that's such a weird number that could be, wow. There's 1013. Wow, okay, so it's really going. Can it make it up to that fib? Let's see if it gets up to that next fib. That would be really good. It seems to be kind of fading though. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm just going to take that. That was just too much money. So that broke us up to 4,500, and now I'm short at 158.19. So okay, well, I'm glad that confirmed that was starting to go back down for us. Mostly I took that trade out of fear. I wanted to bank it. That's not a great way to take a trade, but I just wanted to bank the money. And I know this is going to be a resistance. I thought it might get a little bit higher and I would manage the bad position and then wait. If it broke through it, I would be worried then if it broke through it, you know, then I would probably reverse back. And you guys, if you've seen me trade, now I'm looking at this 157.86, you know, is where if it breaks this, it might just stop right there at 09. It's stopping right above it. So it's been stair-stepping up, so there's no reason to think it's going to go all the way down again. So we need to find, you know, play these newer channels. So I'll play the fibs, off the fibs. That was Interesting there. Hit that fib for a split second. Yeah, 158 could be. It might not get down there again. So 158 looks like the number that kind of turned it around before. Let me just see. Yeah, it was like 158. All right, so now this could turn into a red trade. It just turned into a red trade. Okay. Yeah, I've got 158.19 short. It's not actually a very good position. I'm right in the middle of that channel. Is it going to stop at 158? Seems like it's going to. Okay. All right, let's see how close I can get to it. I mean, this could slip $100 with this many shares, so I need to get more money than this before I turn around, but it does look like it wants to go long. So let's get it down closer to 158 or below would be good. There was $135 for a split second there. Just give me a dip down there for just a sec. There's 03. That was really close to 01, 03, 02. I'm going to take that. What did I get that at? 99. Okay. So that's above the fib, but it's close enough where I could manage the bad position. So I'm at 157.99 long. 157.99 long. I broke 4K. So either we're going to turn around right here or the fib. I'm not going to stop in the middle again. So, yeah, it did go down to that fib. You saw it. So if I waited, as long as it doesn't break through here, we're okay. So this fib is giving the support. It hit a flat top on the way up, and now it's giving it support on the way down. So it's really working out quite well for us to respect. Looking at the scalping indicator, it's saying buy, buy, buy here. So that's good. We're in a long position. So see if we can break through. We're breaking through 158, please. And then we'll go through that 158.09 or whatever it is around that level. The 109 is kind of random. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm thinking in my mind, did I remember to go over? And remember, there's lots of videos that you know, how to work your charts, how to set up your charts, and how to actually operate your charts. You know, how to well, here we go. No, we want to get it. Let's go to the fib. Let's wait for the fib. I almost hit there because I forgot what I was doing here. Waiting for the fib. There. What did I get that at 40? All right, so close. I got it close to the fib and broke 5K. I'm at 158.40 short. Yeah, there's videos that show you how to set up your scanners so you don't have to pay for a service, how to build an entire layout from scratch. There's a whole bunch of, at least 2 to 3 videos that show you how to build and how to operate your charts, how to operate all the tools. What do I put on my charts, like the VWAP, the 9 and the 20, and the volume profile. And it depends on, you know, I'll do a little bit differently for day, and I've started to put the MACD on some of them. And I always put the scalping indicator on the 1 minute. It's really the only place it's effective. We did a whole scalping indicator for different time frames. They just don't. You need a scalping indicator specifically. It's like for a fast scalp, so you can ride the wave like you're on a surfboard on a wave, and the wave's picking you up, and you ride it, you know, as far as you can, and then before you hit the rocks, get off. That implies you're going short. Let's say you could ride the wave up too, and so you're just looking at this percentage to help you make that decision. Yeah, I mean, I would tend guys to, again, look for this fib to potentially reverse. It just keeps tapping it, and it hasn't broken through this one. So we have a channel here. This is ideal, and it's even got like a center point, which is great. This is just, textbook RV strategy. But my point was, guys, is that if you seem like I didn't cover the information, just type in on the channel, I'm looking for this, and what it is, a keyword like chart or, perfect layout or, scalping indicator or volume profile or, scanners or whatever. And the video is going to pop up. There's a lot of videos. And then, of course, there's a lot of trading videos in the archives. I got to my nut. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. We went up from Charles Schwab kind of gave us a little formula to look at to make sure they could always fill on their little exchange, because they're doing it internally. So we were able to go to 15, and everybody agreed to that. So 1,000, I would have been harder to make this much, but in 2000 was on the edge of on AMD of maybe them not doing complete fills or a delay, and nobody wanted to deal with that potential. So I highly recommend you talk to your broker manager for Thinkorswim when you're contemplating doing something like this with a high share size, to make sure they're going to tell you they're going to fill you. And you got to be careful, because you can just ask to speak to a manager or a supervisor, not just whoever, or make an appointment to go over this stuff, because they make appointments. You get a couple appointments free to go over everything. Then they start to say, you got to pay if you keep doing this or whatever. Oops. Okay, so let me just... you guys, I see a couple of you just reversed and I didn't do anything. So... yeah, you reversed off that fib and I missed it. So, but now I'm kind of glad I missed it, because it's continuing to go down. So I'm going to look for this level by me at this, where the VWAP is. For all of you that call it VWAP, you are wrong and I am right. I'm going to reverse right there. What I got it below that line. I got it at 157.42 long, 157.42 long. No, that's a tomato thing, whatever. I mean, people. I really did not. Everybody I hung around with always call it a VWAP. When I started watching YouTube, I started hearing VWAP for the first time. I don't know. I was amazed. I was trying to figure out if it was a nationality. Is it in Canada it's more often called that? But then all these people in the U.S. say it. Whatever. It's like that word, if you're having your house remodeled. Half the people call it wainscoting. The other half call it wainscoting. You can get into an argument about that. How about the people who don't know how to pronounce conch and they say conch? No, I grew up in the Bahamas, guys. It's conch. I know it's spelled like conch. And you had to come here to a trading channel to get that figured out. No, but there's all these things. So we tease about the VWAP and the VWAP thing, because people will swear that we have it wrong. So how can you know? How do you really know? Just we have to get a language professional or something to figure this out. So we could take a short right there and flip around at that. I'm feeling pretty comfortable about holding positions, so just because of where I'm at on the money. So when I tend to get a little relief, and I don't do as quick as scalps, I wasn't holding out for 10K or anything on this stock. So on this stock basically. But what a great day. Now, of course, this can be traded with 20 shares, 50 shares, and it works on these channels. So right now it seems to be just doing these two little channels. Now you saw me mark these out. I basically marked the wicks. There was no magic here. You saw me do the Fibonacci. So if people say these are useless. Just look at what just happened here today. Look at how you can call these off of these. And then, like I always say, I reverse. So if it ends up not respecting it, right, then I say I'm just going to manage a bad position until it breaks the next level. Or if it happens to reach my max loss, which it did do today, and I didn't, I think if it hit it multiple times, I definitely want to get out. But what I was going to do was I was going to get out just for the viewers because I said it. And I don't like to do it that because I was saying to myself, like, I thought for sure it was going to go around, and I didn't want to do it just for the viewers. There's no logic there, right? Because I broke my trading plan. So if you start playing those little games, then that's where you get really screwed up. And that's why I said, don't do this at home, kids, because I definitely did it. I really... That's a stupid thing to say. I wasn't that concerned about the loss because I felt comfortable I was going to make it if it ended up being 1,500. But I did set 1,000. I didn't foul it. I apologize. Whatever you set, you should follow. Because I recovered from that. I would have recovered from that loss because I just would have got back in it right when it broke back through that level, and I would have got all the money back instead of being red down. It would have been very close. It would have been a little less money, but it would have worked the same way. So this is interesting here, guys. So know your patterns, right? So we have a bullish doji at the bottom of this, and it's over 5 candles. So a hangman or a rickshaw man turned it around, and now we have a doji that's going to based off the VWAP and this line here. We'll call it 157.50. It gave it support. It gave it a bunch of support here. It did it again here, and now if it can break through this fib, we've got. I mean, that's a really good trade right now, but. Kind of want to see it break through that fib. There it goes. I should have just grabbed that scalp and then got back in it is what I should have done. It's going to go through. You can see it. It's just the price action and the volume. See how it came up here? And this is inside the candle. Well, now it's dropping, but it was like 91.83. This is really strong right here. If it can just break that higher value add or pull this point of control up, see if it can pull this point of control up. Often you'll see price action come across and it just jerks it right up, and it's like a springboard when that happens. So you learn these things as you start to trade. You start to put these indicators and histograms on your charts. And then before you know it, you're getting a feel for it. And then these support and resistance lines really help. Wow. Okay. So here we go. So it's I'm gonna reverse at the 50 there, at the 158. I'm gonna reverse back again off that fib. So well, I'm a little higher. So I've got it 194. Well, that slipped that up there. I've got it at 194. I mean 157.94. What I really did is I wanted to bank that little scalp there, and it seems like it's slowing way down here. So see how the volume's been kind of gradually slowing down. So I may be stuck to getting a couple of little, to stair step up to like 8K here, a couple of little scalps in here. I feel very safe to scalp in this channel. You can just see how it's so respected. So it's just really been trading on this channel and this channel. So if I call it wrong, then I'm on this channel. Now, nothing's for absolutely positively sure. Wow, there we go. It's not always 100% for sure. So, you know, it's all probability. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. But if you learn the strategy, it's just so many people are doing so well with it. These levels really, really help. So is it going to break that? The 09? Might suck it right up to the fib. Oh, we have another fib way up at 59 or 158.50. Wow, it's going to take it right up to the fib. So let's see. I'm going to take that. I broke me over AK. And I'm going to look for a rebound because I feel like it's going to go up. I'm looking for it to dip a little more than 40 bucks. No, we don't want it to do that. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Dip, 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 dip. Dip down. Oh, man. I might have to take a lesser loss here. It's going back up. I had over 8K, and I got talked myself into doing little scalps here, and now it's hurting me. I'm at 31 short, and it's up to 42. I'm going to take a lesser loss there. It kept me over 8K. I think it's going up still. So, I think I lost about $100 there on that. Oh, so I would have got it back. Oh, well. It did bounce off of here and turn around. You know, the way it was going up, it looked like it was going to keep going to me. I mean, that was a pretty strong move there, the top of the candle. Am I missing a bigger move here I'm not looking at? Yeah, these are saying up. Both the 5-minute. 15-minute says up. Still over 8 for now. For now. It's right there at 8K. So we're right at time too, guys, because I started a couple minutes early. So this will be my last trade. I'll sell, and I definitely want to sell over 8. So gonna break 50 up there. So you're going to get a nice surge here right when I get out. I'm about to get out. I'm thinking about it. Oh, no, it dipped back down. There you go. Get back up there. Don't slip me below 8. I'm going to get out as it's going up. So any second there. Okay, good. All right. Now it's going to go right up, guys, because I got out. It's going to go up to 59. So yeah, guys, that was the RV strategy. I did $8,220.50 in like 29 minutes. And you saw how I laid it out. You saw how I called the trades. There was a couple that weren't ideal, that didn't have 100% backup, but most of them were right off the levels, or using the VWAP, and looking at the scalping indicators. So when you learn the patterns, also the patterns, you know, this is a clear reversal pattern, and it reversed. That's Day Trading Volume 2, the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. There's 2 books there that you should get if you really want to learn them. Same thing here, Hanging Man, reversal, reversed. Now, it used to be that most of these type of patterns were not respected on the low intraday charts. And then with COVID, and I've said this a bunch of times, so many new traders came in, and they all were reading every pattern on everything. And then it just made it happen because so many people traded based on them thinking that's what should happen. And then if enough people do that, that's what happens, self-fulfilling. So now, which is what all the experts point out in the book, it's 2021 really is when it really started to be noticed. That book has a rating system, so it actually rates the percentage. You know, so it took a couple, 2-3 years to actually rate them with so much data, but now it rates like how often will that turn it around. So you know when you take the trade. I mean, you don't know for sure anything, obviously. I can't say that enough times, I guess, but the probabilities are higher it will turn around. You know, so knowing what those patterns are is pretty important. Another one that's really, bull flags, bear flags, you really learn those. Another one that really seems to happen a lot and is respected are tweezer moves, where the 2 candles line up at the top or the bottom and perfectly, and then it will go usually to the one of the right. It'll go that direction, the length of the candle that's on the left. If that made sense. It'll make the move the length of the candle that's on the left. It can be taller, like say it's going down, they tweezer at the bottom. It can be a taller candle on the left side. You should just read the book. I can't explain it here, but I mean I can, but I'll think you're getting it and you're not going to get it. But yeah, learn the patterns. And then the other book besides Day Trading 1 is this strategy, but the other book I really push is 2 books, but Trading the Zone, because like, hey, you saw me not get out at my max loss. Okay. Well, that's a big deal, really. It's not, I laugh and, I didn't want to, I thought I was going to turn around. You thought you were a winner, right? I mean, in all seriousness, I should have sold out there, and I was just about to, and it popped back up, and I was also thinking it was going to pop back up, but that's just stupid me to think. I guess I was looking at stuff. Intuition's based on something, right? But I didn't really know, and that's why you have trading plans. So the book I was about to tell you is Mark Douglas. So knowing myself, I do know that I tend to do that from time to time. And I almost set my max loss at 1,500 because my share size is 1,500. The back of my mind, I was saying, you should have just done it at 1,500, but everybody here wanted to do 1,000 or something. And I just did it. But so that was another reason. I have no excuse, really. I should have followed it. But knowing yourself is what Mark Douglas points out. And because nothing in your life really trains you to trade something that has no parameters that you can't control. There's nothing in school that teaches you, no life lessons really that teach you to deal with the way the stock market, the probabilities of the stock market. And that book really helps. It helps you teach you that. So I would recommend that book as well, and I'll have a link to it. The other one with Tom Hougaard is I want to do a more in-depth review on of the book itself here on this channel, like I did the Day Trading Volume 1. You can find the page by page on this channel for free if you don't want to buy the book. Free on the channel, page by page. So, and they let me do that. The $1 Million Margin Clips, go ahead. Most people end up buying it anyway. So, but Tom Hougaard, the biggest thing about him with The Best Loser Wins is that it. That book I cheered, I think, when I heard his strategy, because I could not believe that people would set max profits while they're right in front of their screen, not walking away and leaving it. Oh, I'm going to set what I want out. I'm just going to set my profits so I get out. Okay, if you're not there, you could set it, although people see it. I would recommend an alert so you can use your phone to do what you got to do. But what he says is, why in the world would you do that ahead of time? Because you don't know what's going on with the technical analysis. You don't know. So how can you set a max profit when it might be shooting straight up and there's no signs whatsoever that it's going to turn around? Just logic, right? Hold it. Hold the position. Stick with it unless you start to see signs that, multiple markers that say, okay, I'm taking my max loss today. I remember that movie Silverado where John Cleese is chasing all the Kevin Costner and all the other guys, and he gets his hat shot off his head, and he says, "Today my jurisdiction ends here." He was the marshal, just like. But I think about that when I get to a profit line. It's like when enough things are going against you, that's when you say, take profit. It's just, that simple. Anyway, guys, I do go on about stuff, but hopefully I was trying to make a point with little anecdotes there. But I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, be careful. Trade in a simulator. This is an entertainment channel. Don't just try to start emulating this. Practice with different ideas. Listen to other people. Read books if you're new. And we don't sell courses. You're not going to see us do anything like that. But we do try to cover everything you need to know. And if there's stuff you don't know, ask us. My email's on the channel itself under the information. If you want to email me for a more in-depth conversation, I will. Charlie sometimes reviews them, but if it's something quick, she might answer for me. But if it's a trading question, I will answer you. And then, of course, on the chat, too. If you have some complaint, emailing me is great to do that, too, because we can have a real conversation, because there probably is something you don't understand about what I'm teaching here if you're actually complaining about it, because everything here is free. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Stay green, be careful, stay inquisitive, and I'll see you next time.